Hello friends and welcome back to our channel. This time let me give you a little bit briefing about what are we going to do next in the future in the upcoming time. So we have thought of giving you a complete crash course for our maths ISC class 11th. First of all for class 11th and then we'll proceed with it. So from today, that is 5th today it is, and till that we'll try our level best to complete it till the next 5th that we are going to have, so that we can complete the entire math syllabus. This is going to be the first video session for it, so please stay tuned and stay connected with us. Let us start with this chapter today, that is sequence and series. We'll try to complete this entire chapter today itself with all the formulas and whatever necessary information that I can provide you from my side to you. I'll try my level best. Let us start with it. First of all, what do we mean by a sequence or a series? So, when I say, like suppose I have written a set of numbers like 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on if I have written. Then I ask you a question, what do these numbers represent? Then the first thing that will come to your mind is, since it has got 0, therefore it is a set of whole numbers. If I would have written -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on, then what would have you said? You would have said that this is a set of integers that I have got. Similarly, if I take a set of numbers in which there is a certain difference or there is a certain ratio that I have got between them, between the two numbers, two consecutive numbers actually of that series, then that will form a sequence. Like we can take an example. First of all, how many types of it is there. So this time we are going to deal with two types of sequence or series. The first one being the arithmetic and the second one is the geometric series. We'll take a difference also for both of them. Let us take an example right now. If I have written 2, 4, 6, 8 and so on. Now, what is the first thing that you can observe here is, this is a 2, my series. Let us consider it to be a series. Let us suppose that it is a series now. We'll make certain observations on this series now. First thing is, I can see this is 2. This is the starting number. Starting number means we can say the first term. So the first term of my series is 2. First term we represent generally with the help of A. So A I am having is 2. Now, the second thing I can see is the second number or the second consecutive number that I am having here is 4. If I subtract 4, if I take a difference of 4 and 2, what am I going to get? I am going to get 2 over here. Similarly, if I proceed with this, then I am getting 2, again I am getting 2. And so this is going to be continuing. I can have 10 here, then 12 here and so on and so forth. So all are going to have a difference of 2 with them. So since all are having a common difference is there of 2, common. Why is it common? Because all are having the same thing. So that is why this is termed as the common difference. Difference we represent it by D. Difference is there, so we write it as D. And that is D is 2. When I have got a common difference in my series, that means some number is added or subtracted to get the next consecutive numbers, then that is known as an arithmetic series. This thing has to be very much clear in our mind, that whenever I am adding something or I am subtracting a number from the previous term to get the succeeding term, then that is known as my arithmetic series. Now, another example we are going to take, and that is of, if I have written suppose 2, 6, 18 and so on. Now, again my observations on the series. First term I can see is 2. Now first term I was having here also, first term I am having here also. So why do you represent with two different terms? So like I am going to represent it with A only, and so A is 2 in this. That is the first term. Now if I take this term, that is the second term of this series, that is 6 over here, and the first term, can I see that if I find out the difference between them, then that is going to be of 4. I am having a difference of 4 here. And if I try finding the difference over here between the third term and the second term, then my difference is coming to be 12. We can do it, so it is coming 12. So that means no common difference. Can we see a common difference? First was having for 4, then it was for 12. So we are not having a common difference right now. That means it cannot be an arithmetic series. Now when it is not an arithmetic series, then how to solve it? Now we make another observation that if I try dividing 6 by 2, I get 3 as my answer, as a quotient. This is 3 I am getting. Then again, if I divide the third term, that is 18, by 6, which is the second term of this series, then I am going to get 3 again. That means there is one ratio between the third term and the second term, and there is the same ratio between the second term and the first term. And that ratio, which is common to all these elements, is known as the common ratio. Common ratio. R is coming. So this common ratio being represented by R, and that for the matter being for the series, it is 3. So my common ratio is 3. So that is how I get a geometric series. Where I am having a common ratio, then that series is a geometric series. So this difference is, I think, very much clear, because this was the basic that we need to have before starting with this chapter. Now we will be moving quickly with the terms that I have written over there. We will be discussing on them. Now, after this, let us see quickly the nth term. The first thing that we are supposed to discuss is the nth term of a series. And that nth term, first of all, we will be seeing for the arithmetic series. Nth term of an arithmetic series. Now what do we mean by an nth term? Nth term is nothing but like I write 1, I like 2, the first term, second term, third term. In the similar way, I have got an nth term. Now, is it possible for us to write down all the terms of a series? If it is a finite series, then too it is not possible for us to write down all the terms. It could extend to 1000, to 10,000, lakh or something. Can I write all the terms? No, it's not possible for me to write down all the terms. So what we generally do is, we write a first few terms of that series, and with the help of dash dash we leave it out so that someone else will find it out. Right? So that is how to find out that particular term which we want of that series. We introduce this concept that is the nth term. N we consider to be the general term actually. It is a general term that we have, so that whatever term we want to find out, we can find with a particular formula that we will study later on. So nth term is that. Now if I say, like I have got five children. 5 children are there. Like let us name them as 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Just try understanding this thing very much, very clearly. I have got 5 things over here. If I calculate the summation for them, it means if I add them out, what am I going to get? 3, 3, 6, 10 and 15. Is it going to be 15? Right? Now, from this 15, that means that was basically the summation was there for 15. Summation, so S for 5. For the first 5 terms I have taken, summation is coming to be 15. Now, if I take the summation for these 4 terms now, these particular 4 terms, what am I going to get? 4, 7 and 10. So here my sum is coming to be 10. That is the sum of the first 4 terms that are there. Summation for my 4 terms, that is coming how much? 10. What can I see? My 5th term was 5 only for this case. My 5th term was 5 only. That means this, can I write it as 5 minus 1? 4 could be written as 5 minus 1. So what can I observe from here? That if I had the summation for these 5 terms, and from these 5 terms summation, if I subtract the sum for these 4 terms, I am going to get the last term. I am going to get the last term. That means if I have taken not the 5 term, but I have taken n terms, from there I have subtracted the sum for n minus 1 term, I am going to get the last term, that is the nth term I am going to get. This is the nth term that I am getting. Nth term. N I am considering, I can consider m also, but n we take to be the general term, so that means Sn minus Sn minus 1, that is going to give me the nth term, that is Tn I am going to get by Sn minus Sn minus 1. Sn minus 1, don't get confused with it. It is simply like 5 टर्म लिए थे पहले, उनमें से 4 को हटा दे तो आखिरी टर्म ही तो मिलेगा हमको। 10 टर्म लिए थे, 10 टर्म का समेशन निकाला था, उस समेशन में से जो 9 टर्म थे उनका हमने समेशन को अगर हटा देंगे तो ऑब्वियसली आई एम गोइंग टू लेफ्ट आउट विद द लास्ट टर्म. दैट इज जस्ट द सिंपल थिंग दैट आई एम हैविंग. So this is how I can calculate, I can get to the nth term if I am provided with the summation of a particular set of terms. Okay, this is the nth term. Then after this we have our arithmetic series. So in arithmetic series now we will see the nth term. In arithmetic series we will see the nth term. Just a few minutes ago we have studied that what do we mean by, like, what is there in. So two things were there in an arithmetic series. First one was the first term and second one was the common difference, that is d. That means my first term is going to be a. Now the term that is going to precede my first term will be what? A plus d. Will it be a plus d or not? Like if I have a, then I have to add a d towards in order to get the second term. Now in this term, this is there, this term a plus d, if I again add my common difference, that is d, I am going to get the third term. Will it be? Now after this, in this term, in the third term, this is the third term, so this I write the third term, and in this I add another d, I am going to get the fourth term. Is it clear? I can write it as a plus d, a plus 2d, a plus 3d, and like this I will proceed on. So what can I see from here? The first term that was having, it was having 0d. I can also write it as a plus 1d, a plus 2d, and I can write it as a plus 0d. It's not having any effect on the series or something, on the value also. So a plus 0d, that means the first term was having 0d, the second term was having 1d, 1 less than that, third term was having 2d, and the fourth term was having 3d. That means my pth term is going to have p minus 1d, and nth term is going to have n minus 1d. So my nth term, what could be the nth term, possible nth term? A has to be there in every case. Please see, a is there common in all. So a is there, that means a will be there, the first one has to be there, plus d. What is the d value? N minus 1. If I am calculating the nth term, then it is n minus 1 into d. If I would have got the mth term, then a plus m minus 1 into d. If I would have got the say sth term, then it would have been a plus s minus 1 into d. This is nothing, we don't have to learn this formula. Simply we can see by the observations which we can make out from writing a particular series. Okay, so this is the nth term, that is a plus n minus 1 into d. After this nth term, we are going to see, so this is the nth term. Like I have a quick, very briefly, we can take an example. I have 1, 5, then I have, suppose this is a series. Here I am having a common difference of 4. Here also, this is, I can write it as 9 here. Then I am having a difference of 4. Okay, this is there. Now for this series I have to calculate the, suppose I have to find out the 15th term for it. 15th term for this. Then what will it be? A plus 14d. So a is 1 plus ka 14 into d. What is the d over here? 5 minus 1 is 4 and 9 minus 5 is 4. 4 is my d. So this is there. 1 plus 57 is going to be my answer. This is the 15th term, that is 57. A plus 14d. After this we have the summation. After this we are having the summation. Summation of terms. So you can just go to the formula right now. We are not going to go into deep, like not going to dig it deep, as we call it. Dig it deep. Yeah. We are not going to dig it deep. So let us just see the formula for that. Sum of n terms. What is the summation for n terms formula? Summation of n terms will be given by n by 2. If you have already done it, if you are watching this video again, so you can recall it in your mind also, that what is going to be. Before I write, just have an answer for it. So this is n by 2 2a plus n minus 1 into d. This is the general formula that you have for the summation of n terms. So just understand it, okay? This is the general formula for the summation of n terms, n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. You will get simple questions based on it. If you have got the, if suppose I am having the first term of the series, then I am also having second term, that means d is also there. Then also I am having the last term of the series. I am knowing that what is the last term of the series. Direct formula we can use. We don't have to calculate anything. If I have to calculate the summation for these L terms, this last term is L I am considering. So then it will be n by 2 a plus L simply. Simple formula for it. N by 2 a plus L. Summation of n terms it is there. You can note it down also if you are writing. Then n by 2 2a plus n minus 1 into d. For L terms, that means if I am provided with the last term, then it is n by 2 a plus L. This is summation of n terms and summation of L terms. And the last term if I am provided with. So that is done. So this part is also done. After this we have an arithmetic mean. Now what do we mean by an arithmetic mean? It is nothing but if I am provided with this term, and if like suppose I am having 9 over here, then I am having 15 over here, okay, and then I have got the series. So now between this I have to find out which number will fall. If they are saying that one number will fall, that means if one arithmetic mean is there between them. So I can get it by using the simple thing, it is this is 9 plus 15 by 2. This is going to be my arithmetic mean. How come? We can have, like by basic understanding also we can see that if this was having 9 over here and this is 15 over here, that means 2 times d difference would have come here. 2 times d difference would have come here, and that is why we are having it. It is 9 plus 15 by 2. Simple it is. If it is a, then this number I have to calculate. This is a plus 3d I am having over here. This number, how can I get it? A plus 3d plus a by 2. What is my answer? 2a plus 3d by 2. If I do it, then why is it not coming? But I'll get my answer. Okay, so don't worry for it, but I am going to get my answer for it. That is basically a plus b by 2. That means the terms which are given, and between this term is going to lie. This is the correct one. This term is going to lie in between these two terms. Okay. If see, the thing is that I have taken this thing, a plus 3d I have taken, so it is coming this way. If I would have taken a and I have to calculate this arithmetic mean, and then it was a plus 2d, and then my answer would have been a plus 2d plus a by 2. This is coming 2a plus 2d by 2, that is a plus d. And we have seen it is a plus d. If a plus d I substitute here, it is a series which is having common difference of d. So this is how we have to calculate the arithmetic mean also. This part is also done, the arithmetic mean part. Now let us come to quickly to the next thing, that is basically odd and even number. This is just general. There is just nothing which is typical in this, especially in the arithmetic series. If you will not find anything which is going to be typical, you're going to score full in it if you just have the basic understanding about the terms and all. So arithmetic mean is also done. After this we have odd and even terms. This is nothing but the basic logic that you have to apply. Our basic motive is to make the calculations as simple as we can. Now, if I am provided with a question where I am neither having the first term nor am I having the common difference, but they have said that the summation for 3 terms or summation for 4 terms, summation of 2 terms, they have given, that is the summation they have given the value to us. Now, we are not having 2 things. We are neither having the first term nor are we having the common difference. How to calculate it? We have studied in the previous classes, in the like smaller classes, that in order to get 2 variables, to solve to calculate the values for 2 variables, we necessarily need to have 2 equations. In order to get 3 variables, we need to have 3 equations to be mandatory to be there with us. Right now we are having only 1 equation. Now how to solve it? What we do is, we try eliminating any one variable from that equation so that cancels out, and one variable which is left out, we can solve it with the help of one equation which we are provided with. That is the general thing that we are doing. Now, They are not going to mention to us that common difference is D, common difference is 2D or whatever. We can consider it, we can take it on our own. So if they are saying, like suppose if they have said the summation for 3 terms, the summation of the first 3 terms, they'll say like this: the summation of first 3 terms of a series is say 15, say 20, whatever it may be. That is not our problem right now. Our problem is how to select those terms. If I take A minus D as my first term, and then so this, if I take the D as the difference for my D is the common difference that I am having for my AP, then A minus D is we are considering to be the first term. Then I take second term to be A, and the third term is going to be A plus D. Now by selecting these terms, what is going to happen is when I am going to add these terms, then automatically my D is going to cancel out. And once my D cancels out, 3A I am having, that was equal to 15. I can simply get the value as 5 for my A. I got the value as 5 for my A thing, and another equation, another something they would have given, that by which we can get the value for D also. So this is how to make my calculation simplified, or easier. I did this thing. If I would have to select 4 terms, then I was not going to take these, because if I take like this, then again I'll be left with 2D or D, something like that. So then what am I going to do? I am going to take it as A. I will not take then. Then what will I do? माइनस में भी उतना ही लेना है D, प्लस में भी उतना ही जाना है. दैट इज द बेसिक फंडा. यहाँ पे माइनस में एक बार गए थे, प्लस में भी एक बार गए. यहाँ पे माइनस में अगर 2 बार जा रहे हैं तो प्लस में भी 2 बार जाएंगे. उससे क्या होगा? प्लस माइनस की चीजें कैंसिल आउट हो जाएंगी. तो इफ आई टेक माई फर्स्ट टर्म, 4 टर्म्स आई हैव टू सेलेक्ट. द फर्स्ट टर्म आई टेक टू बी A minus 3D. इसमें हुआ क्या? इसमें जो कॉमन डिफरेंस है दैट वाज D, but in this the common difference is coming to be 2D. 2D will be my common difference. How come? A minus D minus का A minus 3D it is. So I write it as A minus D minus and minus minus plus it is 3D. A to be getting cancelled and this is coming out to be 2D. So my common difference is of 2D in this case. So A minus 3D, A minus D, another term will be A plus D, and the next term following will be A minus 3D. If I add them, what is going to happen? 3D getting cancelled, D getting cancelled, 4A is there, and this I will be having the value here. I can simplify it, I can solve it out. This was how I was supposed to select my terms. That was the odd and even terms when they have given. This is how I am going to deal with them. This was all that we have for an arithmetic series, and in class 11 we are going to get the question just related to these things only. If you have your basics clear, again I am repeating it, if you have your basics clear, you are going to score full in it. Mind it. Now, I've been speaking for so long, so it's like, let us take a little break for it. Now, arithmetic series is done, and a term also we have seen. Now comes the geometric series. In the geometric series that I am having, for the geometric series I already mentioned an example, that was 2, 6, 18 we were taking, and so on we can take. Right, this is there. Now, how to get the nth term in it? Now, if I see, then again my A is 2 and my value for R is coming 3 in this case. First I see observations we have to make. General thing in sequence series is to make certain observations on your own. This the first term I am going to get is A. Second term, what am I going to get? A into R. Will it be? Like if I do 2 into 3, 2 into 3 I am going to get 6. Then if I do 2 into 3, that was the second term, into my 3. Into 3, that is a common ratio. Then I am going to get 18. So I can write A, then separate it with the help of commas. So A, then AR, then I can write AR into R it is. The fourth term will be ARR into R. That means I can write it as A. AR is to the power 1, AR is to the power 2, AR is to the power 3, and so on moving forward. I can write it as A is to the power 1, R is to the power 1, sorry. I can write it as R is to the power 0. That is having no difference here. So now, A, if I make an observation, A is there which is common to all of them. I can write A over here. Now if I see r is also common, but the power we have to see. The power to which r is raised. So this you see it is 0 power. That means the first term was having 0 power. Second term was having 1 as the power. Third term was having 2 as the power. Fourth term was having 3 as the power. That means my pth term is going to have p minus 1 as the power. Mth term is going to have m minus 1 as the power of r. And nth term is going to have n minus 1 as my power for the r that is there. That means my general term Tn, I can write it as a into r raised to the power n minus 1. A into r raised to the power n minus 1. Just nothing we have done. Just we have seen that how is it going forth. And simply we got the nth term. Nth term is the general or the basic term. The nth is ar raised to the power n minus 1. Like in this only, if I was supposed to, this example only, if I was supposed to calculate the fourth term of it, then fourth term will become what? A r is to the power 3, 4 minus 1 that is 3. So a is 2 into r that is 3 is to the power 3. 3 these are, we are getting 27 into 2. That is coming how much? 54. So like this also I can see 54, or simply if I would have done that is 18 into 3. Then also I was getting 54 here. So either ways, you can check it out that whether we are doing correct things or not. This way we have done the nth term now. After the nth term we have sum of n terms. So again we can see the simple like formula for the nth term. The sum of n terms, actually not the nth term but the sum of n terms. So here the summation of n terms for a geometric series, the formula we get is sum of n terms will become a into 1 minus r raised to the power n upon 1 minus r. In this two cases are there. See, what are the two cases? If my r that is there is less than 1, छोटा है तो जो बड़ी चीज है उसको पहले लिख दिया हमने, तो बड़ी चीज को पहले दिया, 1 बड़ा है तो उसको पहले लिख दिया, और छोटी चीज है यानी कि r जो छोटा है we have written it next, in the next term, which means 1 minus r raised to the power n upon 1 minus r. Same formula I am having, just with a little modification, that is a into r raised to the power n minus 1 upon r minus 1. Okay, this is when r is greater than 1. Two conditions, r is less than 1, r is greater than 1. This is the general formula that I am having. Now, as we have seen for the arithmetic series, similar we are going to see for geometric also. If I am provided with the last term now, a is there, r is there, and last term I am having. So what will be my formula? That will become LR minus a upon r minus 1 as I used to do. LR minus a upon r minus 1. This is when r is greater than 1. Another one that I have is, this is not working. This is a minus LR upon 1 minus r. This is when my r is less than 1. So this I have got. Summation terms. This is there. You can note it down if you want. Summation of n terms. R is less than 1, R is greater than 1. Summation of when Lth term, that is the last term, is given. Then when R is greater than 1 and R is less than 1. These are the formulas that I am having. We can derive them also. Right now we will not focus on the derivation part because we simply have to get marks. It means to score marks we are working on. So summation is like this we can get. Okay. After this we have infinite series. I am going a little bit quicker, faster because we have to complete and within, as I am promising, so I need to give you that, and so that we may complete within one video lecture only our one chapter. That is going to be our pace this time. So after this we have infinite series. A formula is there for infinite series, and this is how I represent my infinite series. That is basically equal to a upon 1 minus r. This is the simplest formula that you have. A upon 1 minus r. इनफाइनाइट सीरीज है तो nth टर्म है ही नहीं हमारे पास. अब nth टर्म ही नहीं निकालना हमको, इनफाइनाइट है, खत्म हो ही नहीं रही है, तो nth टर्म तो एंडिंग तो आ नहीं रही, nth टर्म से मतलब ही नहीं रहेगा. तो n मतलब बिल्कुल इनफाइनाइट सीरीज जा रही है तो क्या करेंगे, a अपॉन 1 माइनस r. सिंपल. सो दिमाग ही लगाना उसमें. इज इक्वल टू a अपॉन 1 माइनस r. सिंपल एज इट इज. दैट इज इनफाइनाइट सीरीज का समेशन हमने देख लिया. After this you have geometric, this infinite series formula will work when r is going to be less than 1. So r has to be less than 1, then this formula will work. That is also a condition that is there. Otherwise you cannot apply this formula. R has to be less than 1. Because what will happen if r is greater than 1, then this will become negative. यहाँ पे negative आएगा, वहाँ पे हम solve नहीं कर पाएंगे इसको. तो इसको छोटा होना पड़ेगा r को. Then after this we have the geometric mean. तो geometric mean कैसे निकलता था? वहाँ पे क्या कर रहे थे arithmetic mean में? Quickly we are doing a plus b by 2 for the arithmetic mean. Here what are we going to do? अंडर रूट में जाएंगे ए बी के, अंडर रूट में ए बी के जाएंगे तो हमारे को क्या मिलेगा? ज्योमेट्रिक मीन. ज्योमेट्रिक मीन रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं जी से, जनरली जी से रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं. दैट इज अंडर रूट ऑफ ए इनटू बी. वी हैव आवर ज्योमेट्रिक मीन. आई कैन सी दिस लाइक 2 इज देयर. I leave one term here. 18 I have the third term and the series is going on. What am I going to get? How to do? This formula is there. I am verifying it whether we have done it true or not. This is 80. A is 2 and B is 18. Under root of 36. That is 36 का square root. हम लोग बाहर निकाल के लाएंगे इसको. तो जो स्क्वायर रूट होता है वो क्या होता है? प्लस माइनस 6 होता है. इस केस के लिए क्या हो जाएगा? प्लस का 6 हम लोग लेते हैं बिकॉज ये भी प्लस में है, ये भी प्लस में है. प्लस माइनस के दोनों हो सकते हैं एक्चुअली यहाँ पे भी, बट इट इज नॉट गोइंग टू बी माइनस, क्योंकि माइनस होता है अगर तो प्लस में नहीं आती फिर ये वैल्यू हमारे पास. ओके, सो दैट इज देयर. दिस इज प्लस 6. This is geometric mean. That was a geometric mean that I was having. So this concept of geometric mean is also clear. That what are we going to get? Under root of AB is going to be my answer. And we verified also that how is it true. Now after this we have the same concept of odd and even terms. Again I want something to be eliminated out of my sequence or series or whatever equation that I am getting. So how can I eliminate it? That time we had plus minus. This time if I write a by r as the first term, second term I take a and third term I take ar, suppose, then when I'm going to multiply, like simply writing them, addition of these terms are there. This is what I'm going to follow if they have given in the question when these terms are added, when these terms are multiplied or divided. Because when I'm going to multiply these terms, then this r going to be cancelled with this and I'm left out with aq, and that something value will be given to us. This way I can select my 3 terms that is there. So a by r, a and ar, and similarly I can do for odd terms also. For odd terms I won't be taking this middle term as a, but I'll be taking ar, then I'll be taking a by r. Another one I can write this a by r. I'll be taking a by 2r. Another one I will be taking 2ar, or I can write a 2r. This way 2r getting cancelled over here, r getting cancelled. I'm left with a raised to the power 4. Generally we won't be getting questions related to them. Generally third term, 3 terms GP is given to us, and so this is how I'm going to get it. So that I'm left with a cube or something, and then I can simply solve it and get my answer. That is what we were having for odd and even terms. Now after this we actually had in our book that was arithmetic or geometrical series, but for this time it is 2020 and 2021 we have got the reduced syllabus, and in that reduced syllabus the arithmetic geometrical series is not a part of it. Even the method of differences is not there, so we are not going to go into them, we are not going to discuss about them. So the last topic for this chapter that is there for your ISC class 11, 20, 2021 examination, the last topic that is there is the series with natural numbers. So what am I going to we can see the series for natural numbers. 3 general basic formulas are there for my series with natural numbers. If I have to do the summation, this is for summation only. Summation if I have to do for the terms which are given, like if I have like for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, this is a series I have, then the summation formula will be, what will be my formula for summation of these terms that is there? It will be n plus 1 by 2. If I have got the square of them, 2 ka square, 3 square, then 4 square and so on, then the summation formula will be Sn square will be n plus 1, 2n plus 1 divided by 6. And if I have got the cube for them, 2 raised to the power 3, 3 raised to the power 3, 4 raised to the power 3 and so on, then my this thing is going to be summation of the cubes for them will become n plus 1 by 2 and whole square for it. This is for my n cube, n square, and this is for n I have. Now, one important theorem that we have is when we're writing the summation for terms, like if I have got a and then I have got n over here, and then I have got b n square, then I have got c n cube. How am I going to solve them? So this n is there, that means 1, 2, 3, 4, all n natural numbers I have to add. This is n square, that means the summation for all the squares of the natural numbers. This is the summation for the cubes of the natural numbers. How am I going to solve it? So what I have is, I can introduce this sigma part over here. This is the constant. I can see a, b and c to be the constants. So I can write a sigma n, plus I can write b sigma n square, plus I can write c sigma n cube. Please see, this is till here only. A sigma n plus b sigma n square plus c sigma n cube. Now sigma n, already I am having the formula. I can write it as Sn, or I can also write it as sigma n actually. This is sigma n square. This is sigma n cube. Okay, sigma n is there, sigma n square, sigma n cube. I already have the formulas with me. I can put their values and I can get a, b, c are the constants, multiplying with them, taking things out because something will be there in common. N plus 1 by 2, you can see, you can take common from all of them. Any other thing also you can take common from them. Simply taking them out, solving it, getting your answer. So this was for the natural number series when we were having in sequence and series. So that part is also done. That means the entire theory part is done for your sequence and series. So you can just go through them, the concepts which are there. See, for solving the questions, the major thing is there, which major students make the mistake, is that they don't focus on the theory. But please remember, if you are clear with your theory, that could be in physics also, in mathematics also, even in chemistry, if you're solving the numericals for them, your theory has to be very much clear. So you need to focus on your theory more than you focus on your numericals. Because once you are covered up with your entire concepts that are there, then you can easily solve your numericals. There you just have to use your logics, your brain. So your theory has to be very much clear, and for this entire sequence and series chapter, within one day, as I promised, I have completed this chapter, so you can go through it. And again I am repeating, we are going to have a crash course for the entire maths, and even we will be seeing for physics and chemistry and English also if we can provide. So please stay tuned, stay connected with us. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.